Okay, so next email is coming from Roger, and Roger says, question, my wife applied for Social Security retirement benefits over 2 years ago. We figured out what she was going to qualify for between her personal work history and spousal benefits from my work history. Because at the time my wife was being affected by WEP, she would be getting less than on her own history. So she went with her personal benefits. Now that WEP has been repealed and my benefits have been raised substantially, her spousal benefits would also be much greater than what she is now receiving. Because WEP affected the both of our benefit amounts at that time, can she now reapply under spousal benefits because of how the Social Security Fairness Act increased my benefits? All right, great question. And she can apply for spousal benefits. Yes, absolutely. And she can choose between one or the other. She can't collect both, so she can collect either spousal benefits or she can collect benefits on, under her own record. But if you look at it and she applies for spousal benefits and you realize spousal benefits will be, she'll be able to receive more monthly benefits, then yes, it makes sense to take the spousal benefits. And so I would recommend reaching out to the Social Security Administration, and now you can do it by phone. Spousal benefits, you can do it over the phone. You can do kind of a phone application process and see if the spousal benefits will be more. If they will be more, then yes, that's the right move in my opinion. Okay, next email is coming from David, and it says, thanks for all the information you share. I found it very useful. I'd like to share some information on my own. I just received my February payment as it is the second Wednesday of the month. Obviously, it was just the normal amount. However, I then logged into SSA.gov, and lo and behold, there was a new amount I'll start receiving in April. Presumably, that means anybody receiving their monthly payment will be able to see their April payment in the new amount. Keep up the good work, Alan. Okay, and I've heard other people say the same thing. They've gone into their My Social Security account and they've been able to see the actual increase. They've been able to see the lump sum payment as well. And so this is something that you can do. Now, not everybody is signed up for My Social Security account. I recommend doing that. Go over to the Social Security Administration website, ssa.gov, and then you can sign up for a My Social Security account. And you'll be able to see a lot of different information. So you'll be able to see this information, you'll be able to see the letters that are being sent out, they'll be mailed out, but you'll also be able to see a digital PDF of those letters. And so I highly recommend signing up for a My Social Security account. Even if you're not currently collecting Social Security benefits, I signed up for a My Social Security account and it shows me the credits and everything that I have, and it tells me how much longer I have to get to the point where I can start collecting Social Security benefits. Right now I'm about a year off, so I still need to work another year before I will qualify to collect Social Security benefits, because I paid only into a pension. I didn't pay into Social Security when I worked my career job. And so if you're able to sign up for a My Social Security account, or you already have an account, sign in and see if you can get more information about the increase. Okay, next email says, hi David, you are my favorite on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching and your support. I appreciate that. I trust all your information to be true. Okay, hold on. When it comes to trusting my information, yes, trust but verify. So if I'm putting out information, don't just take what I'm saying, because sometimes I do make mistakes. And I like to correct those mistakes if I make them, but sometimes I might not be able to correct them. So trust but verify. Trust what I'm saying, but make sure you verify. If that means going to the Social Security Administration website, if that means calling the Social Security Administration, do all of that. Don't just trust everything that I'm saying. I want to make that clear. I'm human, I make mistakes, and so please verify the information. Okay, so let's continue here. It says, I sent you a note previously. My check for catch-up is $9,487. I work for CSR and FERS in my federal government career. Plus, I had my quarters in Social Security. I listened to your video where you were saying that if your amount was wrong, Social Security could come back to you and collect overpayments. I had a similar case when I first retired. OPM overpaid me on my pension. I informed my agency and Boyers, Pennsylvania, or Boyers, PA, but they did not correct it right away. They then informed me that I owed them $10,000. I said it was an administrative error and offered to pay back 1/3. We negotiated, and then they accepted half. Perhaps that could be true in the Fairness Act. Worth a try, I think. Okay, thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. So basically what she's saying is she was able to negotiate down. I don't know how that works when it comes to the Social Security Administration and you negotiating things down, but in her case, it did work out for her. So she didn't have to pay the full $10,000. Looks like she had to pay half of that, which would have been $5,000. So just be very, very cautious. I'm just saying that right now. When it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act, when it comes to these, we're talking checks that could be $10,000, $12,000. We've even seen them higher than that, this retroactive check. Just make sure that all makes sense to you. And the easiest way to look at that is once you start receiving your monthly increase, we're going to be looking at pretty much 13 months. And so if that makes sense, if your monthly increase, if you add that all up, it should be somewhere around that retroactive payment. And if it's way off, then you have a problem. If it's much higher, then I would definitely contact the Social Security Administration. If it's much lower, then I would also contact the Social Security Administration just to make sure everything is okay when it comes to your payments. Okay, next email is coming from Carl. It says, David, thank you for what you do. Asking for advice. Was a UMass employee, 36 years. They do not withdraw Social Security, retired, received a pension, Social Security, before, during, and after my tenure at UMass, did work where they withdrew Social Security, called SEA, I think that should be SSA, twice to see if eligible to receive an increase. Got two different answers. What is your opinion? Thank you, Carl. Okay, Carl, I would need more information. Do you qualify under Weapon GPO? Okay, just because you pay into a pension doesn't mean that you automatically qualify for Weapon GPO, the Elimination Weapon GPO. And so that's your first thing that you need to look into. Now, you've talked to the Social Security Administration, it looks like twice, and one person told you yes, the other person told you no. So maybe call again and just try to figure out, okay, you've heard two different answers, and you're just trying to get to the bottom of it. But I would definitely need more information in order to know exactly your situation. And when it comes down to who qualifies under the Social Security Fairness Act, it differs. Some people who paid into pensions, they don't qualify. Some people who paid into pensions do qualify. And so that's something you're going to have to figure out. If you want more information, I've done extensive videos talking about who qualifies for Weapon GPO. So if you are paying into a pension, you didn't pay into Social Security, all of that. So you can check out those videos. I'll have a link at the end of this video so you can see those. Okay, next email is coming from UG. It says, just watched your podcast on retroactive pay under the Fairness Act. If not for GPO, I would have been eligible for survivor benefits in December of 2021. I filed for survivor benefits because of the Fairness Act via phone app on 2/10/2025, and retroactive pay hit my bank account on 2/14/2025. Surprised me how quickly this happened. I received my first monthly February payment on 3/3/2025. I was told during the phone appointment that the retroactive pay would go back 6 months to July of 2024. Based on the amount of retroactive pay I received, I think they paid me the 6 months in 2024 plus January of 2025. I know Social Security regulations say retroactive payment for survivor benefits goes back maximum of 6 months, but the Fairness Act is retroactive to January of 2024. My question is, since the Fairness Act is a law passed by Congress and signed by the President, doesn't it take precedence over the regulations rules by Social Security? Does this mean retroactive pay should go back 13 months in my case? Keep up the good work, David. You provide very useful information. Okay, so let's break this down. And I know what happened in this situation because I've had some other people tell me this very similar situation. So if you are applying for survivor benefits or you're applying for spousal benefits and you're applying after the Elimination Weapon GPO, so after January 5th, if you've applied, then they will go ahead and you'll start receiving your monthly increase. And if they look at your application, they say, well, they would have qualified for spousal benefits or survivor benefits 6 months prior to this, then they can go back 6 months and give you a retroactive payment. However, that is not the same retroactive payment that you would receive if you had already, applied for spousal benefits or survivor benefits in the past and you were impacted by weapon GPO. And just to give you an example, let's say 3 years ago, you applied for spousal benefits and you were denied, or they told you that because you're receiving a pension, we have to zero out your spousal benefits. And so you would not receive anything. And so in that situation, you would qualify for spousal benefits because you applied prior to them passing the new law and having that retroactive from January 2024 to basically February of 2025. And so that person would qualify. But if you're just applying for the first time, they're not going to give you that retroactive payment for that whole year. They're just going to say spousal benefits. If you were able to qualify for spousal benefits 6 months prior, then they can give you that lump sum payment. But it's not the same. It's not the Social Security Fairness Act. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so hopefully I answered some of your questions. If you guys have any further questions, you can email me, david@thetecshow.com. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.